good Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Phillies Fastball. Mike Gill, Oscar Budejen, Jeff Kerr. Phils win again, and it felt like old times last night. 9-1, Cristopher Sánchez dealing Bryce Harper a couple of dingers in the game, boys, and the Phillies win over the Athletics, and they'll do it again tonight. But, guys, that one last night, Cristopher Sánchez, really the story. Bryce Harper, you had your two stars step up, Jeff, and interested to see what the reaction was like in that clubhouse last night after a dominating performance from Sánchez and a big night from Bryce Harper. It was like old times at the ballpark.
Yeah, the smoke machine wasn't on, but they had the Spanish music playing for Cristopher Sánchez last night after that brilliant performance. But hey, look, I'll just say this. Bryce Harper hit 3 home runs last night, at least in Bryce Harper's mind. He hit the 2 home runs during the game, and then he decided to give us a bomb with the Bryson Stott comment. Unprompted, by the way.
We will get into that. We will get into that. But 2 home runs. Sánchez struck out 10 batters, 8 innings last night. This was, the formula that this team has used so often, Oscar. It's great pitching, and then your stars stepping up last night and getting it done. 14 hits, 9 runs. You couldn't really have asked for a better blueprint than last night for that.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it yesterday in the show. Cristopher Sánchez pitches much better at home. That has been his career, much better at home than on the road. He's seen what the other guys have done, and he stepped up to the plate. I mean, 8 innings, 10 strikeout, 1 base on balls, and 3 hits. I mean, that's Cristopher Sánchez. Cy Young showed up yesterday, so it was great to see. This guy is one of the best pitchers in all baseball, and his changeup. I mean, his arsenal. If you sat down and saw how he pitched, it was a masterclass. And I think actually Donnie Baseball said it after the game. I mean, it was a masterclass in pitching with the changeup and his location yesterday. And then Harper, we said it yesterday that he's hit Severiano in the past, and he didn't. He did his part against Severino.
Sánchez, the 8 innings, by the way, 10 strikeouts. Second pitcher this season with 8 innings and no runs allowed with 10 strikeouts in the majors. That's how rare his performance was. Do you guys know who the other guy was?
Cliff Lee?
No, I said this season. Ranger Suarez.
No, this season.
Yeah,
I thought you meant in Phillies history.
8 innings, no runs, and 10 strikeouts. Ranger Suarez also did that. That's how rare that kind of pitching performance has been this season, and that's what they got from him, Cristopher Sánchez, last night. And, guys, you brought it up yesterday, Oscar. We've all brought it up. The reason this team is now 7-1 under Don Mattingly is this pitching has completely turned the corner over the last 8 games. They are pitching outstanding. They are first in ERA, first in WHIP, first in batting average against, and that's really the identity of this baseball team.
No doubt about it. I mean, go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was funny last night when Cristopher Sánchez said, I said, hey, look, you guys feel the momentum. You feel the piggybacking off each other at this point. It seemed like it went the other way just a week or 2 ago. And he said, yeah, it's a challenge. Like, we want to go out and one up the next person. Well, Aaron Nola throws 6 shutout innings. Okay, what can I do to be better? That's pretty much what Sánchez did. Well, he does that last night. I just think the starting pitching feeds off each other. And, and Oscar's mentioned this. Zach Wheeler being back has been monstrous for this team because now you got Zach Wheeler pitching. And Aaron Nola had that long rest. He pitched well. Andrew Painter's really your only wild card, and he's played 6 starts. He's made 6 starts in the majors. Like, this is what we expect for the Phillies. It doesn't surprise me one bit that they're 7-1 under Don Mattingly.
The blueprint of this team is starting pitching. I mean, that's where everything starts. If the starting pitching is there, as you see here, with Cristopher Sánchez now at 2.42 ERA, you got Wheeler at 2.45, and then you got Nola and Luzardo beginning to step up. I mean, that's the blueprint for this team. Why this team have won? I'll tell you, ahead of all the hitting and everything that everybody's gonna put is starting pitching. That's where everything starts. And then you're going to see our lineup is very, very streaky, and that's a reality. How many runs did we had in the 7th inning yesterday?
One or two? They had 2 crooked number. I mean, they had 1. It was 1-0 going into the 7th.
Yeah, they scored 5. They scored 5 in the 7th and 3 in the 8th.
Yeah. So this was a very, very tight game, and Cristopher Sánchez got you there. And then our bats began to wake up, and that's great, by the way, except Schwarber. Schwarber hasn't hit too much lately, so.
I forgot Schwarber even went 0 for 5 yesterday because everybody else hit.
Yeah, 0 for 5, 2 strikeouts, but behind him, 3 for 4 for Bryce Harper, 2 home runs, 3 RBI, and 3 runs scored. And he is scorching hot right now, guys. I mean, he had obviously the 1 home run, the only run on Sunday. Last night, he carried the team too, but he's getting some help. Marsh, Real Muto had that big double. Stott, and we're going to get into this whole Stott and Harper and everything else regarding these comments, but this is what happens when the lineup starts to hit. They score 9 runs, and they win. Then after the game, Bryce Harper, as Jeff, you were there, take us through what happened.
So basically, we were just asking Harper about the lineup. Sometimes it's hard to get stuff out of Harper unless Harper wants a message pointed out. I've learned this over my years of covering the Phillies, and Todd Selecki just asked a regular question. How do you feel about Bryce Stott? And he just goes unprompted. Well, this is what happens when you play every day. He's an everyday player. Yada yada yada. He should be playing every day. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like this is interesting. Because they're facing a lefty today. It's the first time they've faced a lefty starter under Mattingly. By the way, they're 0-10 against lefty starters this season. Let me mind you. And Rob Thompson always platooned. He always platooned Bryce Stott with Edmundo Sosa, or he would platoon whoever was in left field. But Don Mattingly has been open about Brandon Marsh playing every day. We might see Brandon Marsh play against the lefty today. He's been pretty adamant about he thinks Brandon Marsh is everyday player. I'm curious to see where he thinks Bryce Stott is the same way.
You can make a strong argument, Oscar. Oscar, you can make a strong argument. We were talking about this earlier today, which is Stott's numbers against lefties are pretty similar to his splits against righties. He's about 254 against righties, 252 against lefties. His on-base percentage against lefties is slightly better. His OPS is about the same. Now, they're all average. It's not like he's great against lefties or righties. On the flip side, Bryson Stott is abysmal against left-handed pitching. Brandon Marsh is abysmal against left-handed pitching. So you can make an argument that Stott deserves to play against lefties more than Marsh does.
I mean, you see it this year. This is as of Sunday. I haven't updated this slide, but basically you see Stott at 1,000. I mean, he's our best hitter against left-handed pitching. I don't mind playing.
He's only at 13 at bats against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, but what I'm saying, I don't mind playing Stott today. I do believe our dear friend Alec Bohm, even though he got on base a couple of times yesterday, one on a hit and another one on a base on balls. That he needs an extended rest on the bench. I mean, it's I want to see Sosa playing at least 2 or 3 times a week. I mean, whatever it takes.
The message Bryce Harper is trying to put out is why bench Bryson Stott when Alec Bohm, and we're seeing the numbers here, 443 OPS, 422 against right, 487 against lefties. It's to me, the message is Alec Bohm shouldn't be an everyday player. Bryson Stott should be. That's where we put in Edmundo
We
Sosa.
mentioned it yesterday, Jeff. To me, is the rotation of 3 between Bohm, Sosa, and Stott. I mean, those 3 needs to rotate, and you're playing 2 of them every day, depending on matchups.
This is my issue here. Do you guys have a problem with Bryce Harper playing assistant manager, assistant GM, basically trying to tell Don Mattingly how to do his job?
Yeah, because we don't know what the lineup is. That usually comes out like a little bit after 3 o'clock, so we won't have that. But now you're putting him in a position. He strategically knew there was a left-handed pitcher pitching today for the Athletics. Sure. So he's saying, I want Stott in the lineup. This is akin to the day before he says we were all waiting to see what was going to happen with Topper. The Topper playing the platoons, people are acting like, well, that was a Topper thing. He didn't really have a choice. Marsh could not hit lefties. Now, you can make an argument, guys. I have Stott's numbers here. In his career against left-handed pitching, 547 at-bats, 252, 328 on base, 347 slug, 676 OPS against lefties.
That's a season, by the way. Those at-bats are a season.
Correct. That's 547 plate appearances. That's about a full year. Against righties, 254, 311, 393, 704. The numbers are about the same. So Harper has a point to say Stott should play every day, but Marsh is the guy that should not play every day.
What I laugh at is we can spin this as many ways as we want, but Bryson Stott is who he is. I don't think that's going to change.
I agree.
We know how good he is against right. Brandon Marsh, by the way, did you guys know this? Brandon Marsh is third in Major League Baseball in batting average since last May 3rd.
Yes,
it's kind of not. Oh, by the way, you're only playing him against righties, so that's how good he is.
Well, hello, look at the numbers here for Brandon Marsh and Harper, right? I mean, hey, I'm telling you, Brandon Marsh is playing an elite. I mean, he's hitting. Yeah. If I have a right-handed pitcher out there, there's no way I'm sitting this guy. This guy needs to play every single day. I'll give him a chance. He deserves it. And I understand. And he's had some interesting at-bats this year against left-handed pitching, which I like. I mean, he got a huge walk in one of those games. I like the way March is playing. I do believe March deserved, based on the way he's hitting, to play against some of the lefties. I mean, with Stott and Baum, look, if you want to sit Sosa, I mean, you want to sit Baum or Stott, I don't care. Whatever you want to do, just hit him on the bottom of the order and then just figure it out.
This is where I think different than a lot of other people. I know what people are thinking, right? So you put in Felix Reyes for Brandon Marsh tonight, right? He goes 0 for 4. Well, Brandon Marsh could do that. Yeah, but Brandon Marsh also hits under 200. We don't know what Felix Reyes does. It's about the long game. It's about being patient. Like if Edmundo Sosa goes 0 for 4 tonight, you can't think like that. You have to look at what's in front of you and what he's done. And what he's done last year was 890 OPS.
2 questions on that. 1, Marsh is a better outfielder than Reyes is. 2, if they go to their bullpen, now he gets a chance potentially against a right-handed arm. Oakland or Sacramento or whoever, they only have one lefty in their bullpen. I will ask this question, though. So far, Marsh this season against lefties, he's hitting 182, 250 on base, OPS 432. He has struck out eight times in 22 at-bats this year. So people say, well, you got to give him a chance. Well, last year, 197, 287 on base, 289 slug, a 577 OPS. He struck out 32 times in 76 at-bats last year.
You know when the Phillies found out about this, like, April 24. Brandon Marsh played against lefties, and he went 0 for 20 to start the season. And I think Rob's like, I can't do this. I just literally can't do this.
2024, he struck out 33 times in 78 at-bats. He hit 192 with a 270 on base, a 282 slug, and a 552 OPS. Moral of the story is he can't hit lefties. So do you give him another chance?
Until the facts.
I do.
They want facts, but they want the facts in their favor.
Well, Oscar, you want to see him get a chance.
I do. I think he deserves the opportunity. Look. Let's be very clear here, right? I mean, can Felix Reyes? I mean, he hasn't hit well. I mean, that's kind of the reality. Felix Reyes.
It's Otto Kemp syndrome. He's not playing.
Yeah, against lefties, he's 214. I mean, he has 14 at bats. I mean, Brandon Marsh has 22 at bats. He struck out 8 times, and I get it. I understand, but I don't mind because of his defense to play him on the bottom. I hit him 7th or 8th. I mean, that's the bottom line.
That's the question, guys. That's the question, Jeff and Oscar. If you're basically punting on his at-bats because he's a better defensive player, and you're saying, I don't really have another option, so I'll take the better defensive player, is that what the Phillies should look at?
The opportunity for him to be able to start hitting lefties, I give him that benefit of the doubt, the way he's been playing at an elite level. This guy is one of the best hitters in baseball right now.
Well,
I mean, give him that opportunity.
Me, though, if he slumps against lefties, will it affect his plate discipline and will it affect everything else against righties?
Hey, give him a chance 2 or 3 games and see what happens. I mean, look.
Well, but that's the thing, Oscar. That's where you got to get, if you're going to let him go, you got to give him more than 2 or 3 games. You got to just say.
You got to give him a month.
Start there. Go see what happens in the next 3 games. If he strikes out, 70 or 80% of the time, you know what the answer is. History tells you that he cannot do it, but he's been playing at such an elite level that it's incredible.
Or you get creative and just put Kyle Schwarber in left field and someone else plays DH and you go from there.
I mean, the question is who you're going to bring. Is Felix Reyes the right guy to be the platoon guy. I mean,
I know. I don't agree.
Here,
I don't agree with Felix being here, and I'm happy he's here, but I don't agree with him being here.
Again, if we would have Andujar here, I don't think we have a question. We have any questions that he's going to be sitting down. But if you don't have anybody that truly I can feel comfortable out there hitting.
I agree with that. I think that's the one problem is they don't have a suitable platoon guy to platoon with Marsh. So why not let Marsh get a full month of at-bats? And the trade-off is...
That's where I agree with Oscar. What do you got to lose?
The trade-off is this team is built on pitching. Put the best defensive player out there and give him a month worth of at-bats against lefty. The worst thing that can happen is he gets better against lefties. In the interim, you can go scour. Hey, can I go get a right-handed? They need to find. Listen, a couple of years ago, they made the trade for Austin Hayes. That was a good idea.
Looked like a great trade when they made it.
Yeah. The problem was that I had with the trade, guys, and Oscar, you were there at the time too. They said he was an everyday player. He's not an everyday player. He's a right-handed bat in a platoon. He would be the perfect guy.
And they had the kidney thing, and it's like he just never really got going. He got going last year, and he was a platoon player.
Exactly, but he hit well for Cincinnati in that role. He would work well in that role here, and they need to go find that veteran right. They can't keep bringing up a 24-year-old young kid who doesn't have the experience and say, hey, you're only going to play once or twice a week. That doesn't work.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Look, and we're 2-11 against lefties, so whatever we've been doing with the right-handed platoon, it hasn't worked.
Yeah, so that's why you try Marsh. That's why you maybe try Stott and just keep them there, and then maybe the solution is what Harper's kind of subliminal messaging here.
But
maybe Mundo Sosa plays a third. Yeah.
But my message here is you have to play more Sosa. Sosa is a very important piece of this equation. He's a very important piece of this equation. He brings energy. He brings you. He's historically has been very good on defense, and I think his defense is getting affected by the fact that he's not playing enough.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Oscar. Yeah, and I think, look, I love the platoon with Stott last year. It worked. Maybe we try it at third and say, hey, look, I know you raised your average to 161, but we're at that 40-game number here. Like, this isn't working right now.
Well,
Jeff. But here's the other thing. Don Mattingly told me yesterday, like, look, I got to give him more time. So
I was going to say, Jeff,
staying in the lineup or not?
You were in that media scrum, and you asked Don Mattingly a question regarding Alec Bohm. Did you get the vibe that he wants to keep riding with Bohm? Because he said, I wasn't here last year. I don't know what adjustments he made.
Yeah, I got the vibe he's playing. It's, that's what I wrote about in Subset today. I got the vibe that, look, this is where the challenge comes in. Do you listen to your superstar player, the guy that you signed the 13-year contract to? Do you play Bryson Stott and Alec Bohm and Brandon Marsh? You just keep things the same? Or do you have to play Mundo Sosa? Like, what is the point of Mundo Sosa being here if he's not in the lineup today?
Hey, Mike, you know how I like to bug Jeff. Hey, Jeff, your favorite slide, man.
It is my favorite slide because I can't stand looking at this right now.
We're 4 games away from the wild card, so we're back
Oscar,
in the race.
I'll tell you what, when that first one becomes 20 and that last one stays the same number, then maybe we'll talk about it.
I know. I was just kidding. I love to.
I like it. It's fun.
Well, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why that slide is at least something to talk about on May the 6th. It's very early. Yeah. Is you fell so far behind the Braves, you're still 9.5 there, but now you can realistically say the playoffs are a you might say the West.
You know what's crazy about all this? They've got themselves back into a spot where you can realistically say this team's going to be 500 at the end of May. You could not say that 5 days ago.
That's the thing is you can at least say, okay, a wild card, you're in that mix again. You might not be in the East mix. You're 9.5 back.
Funny.
That might be too much of a mountain to climb.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I talked to like 15 guys on this team, and they all thought like this could happen. Like they could get on a winning streak. That's why I wonder if they pulled the plug on Rob Thompson too soon for a reason. They didn't want to see that.
Yeah. Look, guys, I mean, it's amazing that we're talking here. We're in second place, tied with the Marlins and the Nationals already. So, I know it's
Phillies
too
are in second place. Who would have thought?
Can you believe that? This is insane. But we'll get
there. By the way,
there.
the Mets won 2 in a row, too.
Yeah, and we're 8-2. We're 8-2. The Braves are a really, really good team. It's gonna be hard to catch up to them, but they got it's like the race. We saw the Kentucky Derby race. I mean, the guy was in last place, and suddenly, I mean, he pulled it out at the end. So hopefully,
that was incredible. By the way, I'm glad you pointed that out. That was a fun race to watch.
That was incredible.
It was really good.
And the trainer. I mean, my hat off to the trainer and the hockey.
By the way, Phillies offense starting to come around, as we saw last night. The offense with Rob Thompson, 219, 294, 362 with a 656 OPS, and now 267, 322, 448, 770 OPS. The pitching's been good, and we shall see. Tonight against the A's, it is Wheeler getting the call for his third start this season. Zach Wheeler on the mound. They've won each of his first 2 starts, and he's only allowed 3 total runs in 11 innings this year. So when you have Wheeler going, you feel really good. It's just a different feel having Wheeler today than Taijuan Walker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it does. And this is why this team is winning games, honestly, because you're not going, or how bad's he going to pitch today? Like, even Aaron Nola now, like, you were like, oh, how bad's Aaron Nola going to be today? Well, after it gives you a good start and shows you the old Aaron Nola, I still say that team was – momentum is a thing. People don't want to believe it's a thing. It's a thing. I think Cristopher Sánchez admitted last night he saw that and said, you know what? I'm going to top that because I'm Cristopher Sánchez.
Look, in the last 5 days, in the 5 last days, the ERA of the Phillies have gone from being the worst in baseball to being 23rd.
Isn't that huge?
Those numbers are being updated. So it's 23rd in baseball at 4.5. The A's have a bigger ERA than the Phillies now.
By the way, the only time the Phillies starters have not gone 6 was when Painter went 5, and that was the day they got 1 hit. So, I mean, really, they've been the starting pitching's been pretty much perfect.
Oh, you're starting pitching, that number there, the ERA of the starting pitching is the most important number you got to track the entire
since
season.
April 28th and first in FIP. I mean, that's big.
Well, guys, we'll see. The lineup will be out a little bit later on. Don Mattingly's first time against a lefty. Will he succumb to the Bryce Harper pressure? Will they stick with the platoons? We shall see.
By the way, there's a big meeting today, guys. Don Mattingly's having his meeting with the team officials and the coaches about trends and whatnot and what they could do to improve here and what they should keep going here. That's going to be very interesting. He admitted that he was doing that stuff in Toronto, and we thought it was yesterday because he came out late. It's actually today. But you gotta love Don Matt. The guy loves to just talk baseball. He's fielding balls at first base and catching balls at first base like in the old days.
Talking to Harper.
Yeah.
Look, my only advice. My only advice is go fix the OPS on all your hitters. I mean, that's where the meeting. That's the only focus of that meeting.
And Don Mattingly knows about OPS. Hitters. He was really good, even in the days where he lost his power. He still had a pretty good OPS.
I'm interested to see how analytical that meeting is, and if they throw the analytics out the window and start to go with a little bit more feel. We'll see.
Brandon March, keep him in for now.
It's going to be an exciting day for that. You know, I'm not going to be at the ballpark today, but it's going to be an exciting day to see. How that's going to be.
The one thing with that is, and we'll leave on this, Brandon Marsh, and we're saying, let him play against lefties to make the defense better. That means Crawford stays in center. And if you play Stott every day, if you face a lefty, you're going to have Schwarber, Harper,
it's a lot
Stott,
of lefties in this
Marsh.
lineup.
You got 5 of them in the lineup because if Marsh is playing left, that means you've got to keep Crawford in center most likely.
Yeah, it's a decision you need to make. It's one decision you need to make. You bring Sosa for Stott, or you bring Felix for March. That's the decision he needs to make today.
I'm curious, too, like, his explanation for it. And I'll give you a long one, but I know the Rob Thompson explanation. Well, I shouldn't even say I know the Rob Thompson.
Because if you're moving Marsh to center field, now it's not a better defensive situation. You are a worse defensive team with him in center field. If you keep him in left, that's a different discussion. So we shall see. Phillies fastball, guys. We will do it again tomorrow. Phils are 7-1 under Don Mattingly. The starting pitching has been excellent. 1.60 ERA in the Mattingly era. And Bryce Harper, he's elite again. All right, for Oscar.
Go Phils, go Jeff. Sixers, go Flyers. Let's go. It's
Thanks, guys.
Take it easy.